How the hell are you doing that?
Ooh.
Okay, we should
Magic.
actually start.
Magic.
Yeah, we're actually starting.
Yeah.
So I got that recording. Okay, I'm not streaming. Good, I didn't knock Blue off. Okay.
Whoops. Sorry, Blue, your stream has been cut short.
Yep.
GG.
All right. So where you guys left off, we're gonna say since our little mundane is not with us, his spirit will be with us, but he is indisposed and sick after a very long night of bullshit that he's not used to. This is
Poor
canon.
Jack.
Okay.
This is canon. He doesn't want to come out. He doesn't want to move. He's sick and he's lost his mind for the time being.
Lost his mind.
Just slightly. So, as you guys came back, he just said, I'm done. I'm going to bed. And left. Now, what do you guys do? Because you just got attacked by the monster. You made it back in just barely with the help of Sir Jack, who threw his shoes at the last moment. And you guys were thinking you wanted to speak with... Oh, no. No.
Did speak
Well, you did speak to her. And then I ended off with... that someone else is doing it. Then Zero, I'm pretty sure you wanted to ask a question.
Yeah, I wanted to ask a question, and then he's like, "Nope, cliffhanger."
Nope, cliffhanger. Yep, that's the way. That's the way it happened.
Mhm.
So here we are.
Yes.
You are in the main abode of. Help if I remembered her name.
What's her name?
Celine.
Yeah, that sort of sounds right.
Yeah,
Sure.
we'll go with that. It's Celine.
For now.
And for now, until I actually look it up and go, oh yeah, it wasn't that, it was this. So when you're talking to Celine, and then she says that it was possibly somebody else creating it.
Someone else.
Because did I go over what did I say during the thing in canon what actually causes them to be made? At least what you were fighting.
I think you did. I'm not sure if it was her explaining it or if it was someone rolled to see if they knew what it was.
So recap speech. They are created from the bones of the starving that are left over and decompose and then just get together and create a giant monster. Born of malice.
Yes.
Right, and then I asked how the fuck did something like that show up here in Washington?
Yeah, I think I seconded that.
And I think that's where she came out and said someone must be creating it, blah, blah, blah. Because you said that before, and somebody must be creating it. Okay. That makes sense. There we go.
Yep.
And then that's when Zero got interrupted. Cliffhanger.
Okay. So should I start?
Yeah, you can. We will start off with Zero since we rudely interrupted him.
Yes, quite right. Okay, so I actually was going to ask Celine what she's if she's hiding some info, and I kind of glare at her, and I've got squinty eyes. I'm glaring at her because I'm quite unsure if she is truly hiding something.
Well, you can roll to investigate a mystery.
Yeah, indeed. Where's my
mystery?
Nope. 11.
Nice.
Plus
So you can
12.
hold 2 questions. What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? And what is being concealed here?
I know which one I would ask, but this is your...
Okay, so I'll ask, what is being concealed here? As my first question.
Well, we do know that there is something wrong going on here, as these creatures are not, normal of this area. Up until recently, they've just been more and more, and we do believe that someone is creating them. But as far as if your question if I know anything or if I'm doing it, no. I am purely here just to protect the ones who want to live peacefully. But we don't want their existence known because, let's be honest, when would you believe any government would want these creatures roaming around freely?
I mean,
You have a
I'm
point,
just sitting
I
here
guess.
smirking, nodding
if
knowingly.
like I'm gonna interject. If a nation is trying to create chaos, this would be a pretty damn good way of doing it. And if they're able to control it, they don't have any risk through their
Control
own
it?
nation.
That would be
Oh, it's
true.
Trump then.
What do you mean by control it?
I'm saying in theory, if they created it, I would assume that they're able to control it. Again, this is all
Why?
conjecture.
I mean, it's pretty strong though, so I have a
Something,
feeling that it got created by
something,
someone, but yeah, it's a bit too strong to handle.
But let us all remember that as if we can figure out a way to defeat it, I know that they're considered unstoppable and undamageable, but they run on a clock. Once the
Sunlight.
malice runs out, but there's no telling how long that malice will last.
Is there any way to figure out how much, like a malice level of some sort?
No, not that I know of. And as far as what I got from you, there is no known way.
Yeah, I was hoping I had just forgotten.
Unfortunately, in this case, no, my dear.
So, trying to think if my character would actually know what I'm trying to ask or not.
And just for canon's sake, yes, her name was Celine.
Yes, good job.
Nice.
I was
Nice.
right.
Very nice.
So we have to find basically you have to trace it all the way to the source then, right?
Yeah, I think you're right, Seymour. I think that's what we'd have to do.
Go into its lair.
It depends.
Is that what you're suggesting?
Is this? Well, we don't know for sure that the source could be there, but if it's a high chance.
It seems like that would be a pretty good place to start. But again, how are we supposed to do anything to it? That's the question I've asked multiple times now, is how do I do anything to these things to even remotely cause them to look at me? Because my knife passed right through something before, and that thing only seemed to be hurt or repelled by light.
I think we have to draw it out into the sun.
The
Somehow.
sun did seem to hurt it, sort of.
So if we can draw it out during, so if we can possibly draw it out before sunrise, and if we can keep it out, might have a chance then once the sun's up.
So
that could work.
Maybe.
Bait it out until the last moment, and
pretty much, yeah. That's kind of what I think, but
But it can
Yeah.
escape to the trees, even if we find a way to block up its little
Yeah, it
hole.
can hide in the shadows, but
How much is actually shadowed out, though? Like, there's only so much light you can hide in those, so, I mean,
and it did seem to retreat from the light we were creating.
Yeah, so it is any light.
So I think sunlight directly hurts it, but it does not like any sort of light from what I saw.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, Steve. I really do. I
There,
feel like I need to visit my library or my laboratory to do some more research before
and
we.
your laboratory, huh?
and we set it up, right? I mention that you would have something set up they would have in place for you.
Yes, I think in first first night when we arrived in
Okay,
Haven.
I couldn't remember if I had said that in the time, but yes, you would have books and stuff to go to that you would understand, or yeah, they transported some of your materials here.
Yeah.
So just a reminder, that thing is made of malice and like hatred and stuff like that, right?
Pretty much, that's its main goal. There is no
Okay.
cuddly side to this creature.
I was just making sure.
No, you can't give it a teddy bear and hope all is well with the world.
Aw, but why
So
not?
you're saying we have to kill it with kindness?
With happiness. Yes.
What about a love potion?
I don't think a love potion is quite what I was going to go for,
Uh,
but sure.
I
I
don't know about that
mean,
one.
I have some ideas.
Well, I mean,
okay.
you're always free to give those ideas.
By the by, is your fairy friend still around?
Who mine?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, she is.
What's Oh, it's a she. What's her name?
She pops out and kind of looks at her and kind of shrugs because the fairies of here don't really have names, seeing as they don't speak. They more just make like twinkling like sounds. Like you would think a lot like Tinkerbell from Peter Pan,
Oh,
like
making
bells
the
and
tinkle tinkle.
little twinkle twinkles.
Okay.
I call you Lily.
And she shakes her head with a smile, like pretty much saying, "Yeah, that sounds awesome. I like that."
Fairies like flower names
Cool.
and flowers.
And lilies are my favorite.
And she kind of flies over and gives you a hug on the forehead and then bounces off and flies back around on top of your head.
Oh, this might work then. So the thing does not like light. Yes.
Yes.
The thing is made of malice and I would say negative emotions.
Why do I have
What
a
if
feeling I know where he's going with this?
what if your fairy friend were to help us, I want to say craft or enchant something that creates light with some positive energy to see if we can cause harm or reduce the thing's power in some way?
And
Hmm.
the fairy
Just
scratches its head a little bit.
just a theory, because fairies are usually more positive, I would say.
And she
With
nods
their
her head,
magics.
pretty much. I mean, they're mischievous, but
Yeah,
she shakes
their
her head.
magics are usually on the positive side, not the negative side of emotions. So, you know,
Pretty much want to make something bright and light.
and have like fairy magic in it. Yes.
That's a good idea. How
Like
about
happiness and like, you know what I mean. Positive
we could
energies.
enchant
I mean, I
If
have a
you
flashlight, a headlamp, and a couple of secret weapons up my sleeve.
we do have the sword that
This is true.
that Amira has. If the fairy can
Yeah.
enchant that, that might be pretty strong.
It might be, but also having a light source with some form of positive energy and to even just help us give the thing pause long enough to use said sword might be
Perhaps,
useful.
yes.
The fairy jumps off when you mention her sword and like kind of runs around, like flies around to it and taps on it and then looks up and shakes her head no and then like makes a big motion with her arms like too much.
Okay.
That's okay, Lily. I
What
like
about
where you're
something a bit
going with
smaller?
this. I'm sorry, Seymour. What did you say?
Sorry. What about something a bit smaller that she might be
Like
able to enchant?
I mean, I have a knife,
I have a dagger.
I've
big hunting
still
knife.
got my gun
I mean, I
with
have a
one
9mm
with
as well,
one
but
bullet in there.
Would a
She
bullet
she
work?
flies up and lands on the. Well, do you have the gun out or you just is it holstered?
I'm grabbing it out and I am showing it to her.
Okay, she flies around and lands on the like the tip of the gun and then kind of sits down like on it and goes over and points to the bullet and touches it and it kind of lights up for a second and then it just kind of has a low dull white glow to it and then she stands up and bounces on top of the gun with a smile and flies back around onto Amir's shoulder.
Nice. This might
that'll
actually be quite helpful.
Then she thanks and goes over to the two daggers that each of you have, the one dagger each of you have, and touches them. They're not as bright as the bullet was
much
because it's a
bigger, I
more
would.
consolidated like item and they're a little bit bigger, so it's a lot more magic spread. But you see that they are a little bit lit up.
So I have a secret weapon I've been holding on to for something like this. I wonder if you
Yes.
could do something with this, and I reach into my safety jacket and pull out a road flare.
And she scratches her head for a second, thinking again.
This lights, you light this end and it makes this burn really bright, like a very bright candle.
Okay, and she tilts her head and then it cocks it back up and then just shakes excitedly, like her shakes her head excitedly and then flies over and kind of puts both hands at the bottom of it and then it lights up a little bit and then she flies back away and then does like the big arm motion again but does it with her legs kicking out along with her arms.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
And she just puts her hand out and puts a thumbs up and then just does the
Okay.
motion again.
Well,
Oh,
Since she
Lily is
can't talk,
like
it has to be by
all.
charades on what it's gonna be.
Well, I must say, Lily, you are an all-star. I tip my hat to you, and I actually tip my hard hat.
And then she does like a little blushing thing and touches her finger to her mouth and like kind of spins around and goes back to Amira.
Oh my.
And
Well,
I
I hope I
her
can
the
use this
flower I
properly.
have been holding.
What was that?
I hand her the flower I've been holding because I know how much she likes flowers.
And she picks up
All
the
fair.
flower and holds it and then flies up into your hair and kind of puts it into your hair, but kind of is laying on it at the same time.
There we go.
hmm.
Okay,
I
so
So
think we have a plan here.
we have the start of a plan, yes. We have tools that we think will work.
Yeah, but how are we going
Now it's
to
just how to.
execute it?
Yeah.
What time is it?
No idea.
Well, about this time with when you guys got back and the fact that night had
Assuming it's
just
been a little
fallen, it's
while.
somewhere around probably 10:30 at this point.
If you guys think we can keep it distracted and out of its home until day, like maybe we can go out there at like 2 or 3. Maybe we take a quick nap or something to get ourselves ready. But if we can get that thing to come back out after us and we can keep it out of its hideout until the sun comes up with the tools we have now, we might have a chance.
Also, I have a question for Selena. When do we get our gear that was supposed to be here?
Well, I know that you went to our little blacksmith, basically, of the village, and he said it would probably be a day or so. It it might be here tomorrow, probably, but at this,
Hmm.
I mean, it's going to take it at least till tomorrow to get.
Yeah, I don't have enough time.
Unfortunately,
So,
the Amazon doesn't deliver out here.
well, shit.
Uh, the one place they don't.
Go figure.
Okay.
I
So
mean, we do have
we
an Amazon here, but
how
Amazon does not deliver.
oh my. So you said it was gonna take us how long to get that stuff? 2 weeks for just about everything?
No, no, no. To get the
I
stuff,
can't remember.
it's coming from a store that's on the town in a town to the west. That's not too far off. It just to deliver, get it ready and get it delivered. It'll take a day or two. So maybe here tomorrow, maybe here in 2 days from now.
How
Oh, okay.
long will
2
it
days.
if we travel there by foot? How how long is that?
To where the items are.
Yeah, so
Oh, you
to
can't walk there.
the.
It would take you forever. It would take.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's about from where you're at. It's about a 2 hour drive at 60 miles an hour. So walking
Right.
there
It
would
would be
take
a
longer.
whole
Yeah,
and night.
we have no. Oh, so.
Let's see here.
So, question.
7. The answer is 7.
So,
How
one
did
of
you
the things
know?
we need to do is we
See?
need to keep it out of its cave
7. The answer is
and
7. I got a 7.
stop it.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
We need to keep it out of its cave, but we also need to, not die while we're waiting. And I possibly have an idea for at least the first problem, which is keeping it out of its cave.
Hmm.
See
Um,
I
we'd have to rely on my juju bag.
Yes, the
Yes.
light spell.
Well, not for keeping it out of its cave. We can block up the entrance.
With the bag.
No, I have earth stones. And I
what do
can,
those do?
well, depends on what I'm trying to do, but I was thinking of making a
Uh-huh.
really, really, really big rock and covering up the entrance with it.
I mean that works.
I guess. Yeah. I mean,
I think. I mean, I don't know how
might
this
work.
thing
Yeah.
gets in there, but sure.
It's just an idea.
Hey
I
man,
mean,
I mean it's better than my idea.
It's something, you know.
My idea was to just use my other secret weapon to try and stand in front of the entrance to the cave so it can't go in.
What is your other secret weapon, by the way, Steve?
I think he was talking about the road flare.
No,
Oh,
that was one secret weapon, but my other secret weapon, this, and I pushed the little button inside my my jacket pocket. So I have a so my guy looks like a regular road construction crew guy. He's got like the safety jacket and everything, and then you suddenly notice there are like LED strips all the way through the jacket that give off a rather large amount of light.
Whoa.
These are called VisiJacks. They're a real thing.
Interesting.
You can look
Nice,
them
dude.
up. Um, I used to ship them, but yeah, they give off a ton of light in all directions, so people will see you if you're working on a road, or you'll be able to keep working if you're in a confined space or something and it gets dark out, combined with the headlamp and everything.
Well, I must say that's a very shiny
And I
jacket.
and I turn it off.
Now that we're
Yeah,
all blind and can't see where we're at now,
it's not that bright.
I'm
Jeez.
I'm joking.
that could
I've got
definitely come in
my
handy.
glasses on, so it's fine.
Yeah, you've got sunglasses on, so you don't care.
My hair's always in the way of my eyes, so
It's like, now wait a minute. Do, do you think you could get some of these for these guys?
That'd be nice, yeah.
shiny jacket. I could be okay with that.
Safety jacket, so you'd stand out, but I mean, you got a little button to turn on the light, so I mean,
And Celine kind of sits back in her chair while she's sipping her normal wine that she's usually got poured out. Well, I mean, it seems that you are coming to a consensus on a plan. The only thing I have to bring up is how can you be so sure that it's hiding in there at night? If it's
it's
night,
not
it
hiding in
may
there
be
at
out
night.
on its own.
Yeah, we have to lure it back somehow.
And hopefully you can get back there without it finding you first.
Um,
Mm.
I mean, wouldn't we need to wait until the sun rises above the trees anyways? We could wait until daybreak when it goes back. We lure it back out and then maybe follow through with our plan at that point.
That would be a close trick if it would come back out knowing that daylight was coming, but it's a possibility.
Yeah. I don't think it's that stupid to.
I mean, it's pretty instinctual,
Unfortunately.
I'm sure, being the beast that it is, but
it's
it may work. It may not. You never know.
If it's born out of hatred, if we can create hatred, will that attract it?
Oh,
does hatred draw it to a point, or does the opposite work?
I don't see it. That
So
is a good
would it be more
question.
attracted to hatred, or would it be more attracted to positive, like laughter and like jokes and stuff?
well, it's born from the hunger death of people.
Yes, so is it going to be looking for people that are angry or looking for death, or is it going to be looking for people that are not?
Well, I mean, you can always try
Hmm.
both, right?
I mean,
Mm.
sure.
Yeah.
I would assume it would be attracted to hatred because that's what
That's what it's
I'm
made out of.
assuming. More hatred, yeah, that and two, that and I'm assuming it will get stronger if there's more hatred around.
I mean, you can
So
always try telling a fairy, Bigfoot, and an elf walk into a bar, and if it doesn't draw it out, then I
Uh,
guess you have to go elsewhere.
I'm going to look in my books here and see if I can get some more information.
hey, if it needs hatred to be drawn to a spot, I got you guys covered.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's the gnomes, isn't it?
like a gnome.
You see Steve's eye twitch.
Oh. Oh shit. Oops.
It's okay. No more about gnomes.
Can I try to find out more information in my library?
Yeah, I'm currently pulling up the Gashadokuro to see if there's anything else that
Hey, look.
you
Jack
can glean
Jones
knowledge
here.
off of.
Just saying.
And
He's here.
while she goes to look for books, I go and grab a drink.
Okay, you do that.
Always be drinking, Seymour.
What can I say?
Ah,
Hello.
greetings.
There's Jack.
There's
Hey,
Jack.
Jack. Welcome back. So you
Thanks.
decided to join us, huh?
Well, you came in at a good time for a break. Now we can
Oh,
have
that's
you.
fine.
Now we can have you canonly just come in and man up for a second and say, "Okay, I'm sorry. I'm actually not sick. I'll come in on this."
I was obtaining new shoes.
We basically just said you went to your room because you were
New
sick from the day.
Oh,
And got new shoes, yes.
yeah. Dan, if I don't show, call me.
Well, I don't have your phone number.
You don't.
I don't think so.
We're gonna have to
It's
fix
been a
that.
long time. I've
It
been
has
through
been a
multiple
long time.
phones.
That is true.
I'm sorry. I tried to tag you in Discord.
I
Yelled at
Don't-
you on Blue's stream, I think.
And
I
I tried to
did
yell
not-
you in the stream too.
I was playing a game while I had the stream up, and I didn't have Discord running. So
Okay.
I do that all the time.
my apologies, people.
Oh, you're fine.
I can be tarred and feathered in game.
Well,
if
I'm just
necessary.
glad that you don't get to miss the big epic finale of the creature.
Oh, cool.
Or the
So just to recap, they were going over a plan,
Just saying.
Okay.
and I'll just say that they recap you on the plan as canon. But basically, they're trying to get as much light as possible,
Okay.
and
I don't think torches are going to help.
no, but the little fairy that Adana has adopted, imbued certain items with a little bit of light,
Her
Okay.
name's Lily.
Lily?
and she
Can
named her
Lily get
Lily.
my new shoes?
Oh, that's right. I gotta write that down now. Because I have another NPC character to remember. And unfortunately, I have to go through Slade and Kellen's and Andrew's thing because I made like 4 NPCs on that game. And then they burned down a house.
Hey, why are they having all the fun?
Hey, we're fighting a skeletal mass
Well, that is true.
created by
Pure
hatred. So,
Pain.
yay us.
Demon pain.
I mean,
Welcome back.
Thank you.
I was talking to Zero God.
Thank
Hello,
you.
Sarah.
kitty.
Had a good drink.
Sweet. And we have L now, so...
Yeah. And I showed off my secret weapons.
Oh yeah, he has a road flare and a jacket with LED lights placed on him that are pretty bright.
Yeah, it's called VisiJacks. You can look them up. They're safety jackets that actually do have LED light strips in them, so you can see around you and people can see you at night for like working on the road and stuff at night. They're great.
Oh,
Alrighty. Now that Seymour has returned and Jack has joined us, let us continue with some canon stuff. While you guys are talking about what you're doing, all of a sudden the door bursts open and you see Jack, just standing in the door like he's trying to make an epic entrance.
Sorry, guys. I wasn't really sick.
It, like, kicks open the door, just boom. I'm here.
Whoa, whoa.
Your savior has returned.
To
This
be
is
perfectly fair,
Jack
he
you're
did-
talking about. I wouldn't enter like that.
No, you wouldn't.
to be perfectly fair, if any of us could call each other the savior, he's probably the second on the list.
Low
from last
end.
session.
And honestly, I was joking about the door slamming open. It does slam open, but that's just because a gust of wind caught the door as you opened it, and it slammed
Of
open.
course.
And so
And you actually got
everybody is
scared
now
by it.
staring at you.
I jumped.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yep. Sorry, guys. I wasn't really sick.
Cat.
I was
Yeah,
scared.
we're pretty sure.
It's whatever now.
It's all good.
Oh, snap. You're
Well,
back.
welcome. Welcome to have you. We're glad to have you back, Jack.
I found new shoes too.
Yeah, we left you quite a few pairs in your area. It's the one thing we know you'll need a lot.
Apparently.
Shoes and brown pants.
Classic.
Can I have a green shirt so I can, how about a camouflage shirt so when I
Yeah,
meld
camo
into
shirt,
the
yeah.
bushes, I blend in.
No, having a stealthy guy around
Yes.
to like tell us where stuff is might not be such a bad idea.
True.
And she opens
Yeah, it could
her
work.
robes a little bit and like just does like a magical hand looks like magic goes under her robe, and then she grabs in and pulls out a green shirt and tosses it to you.
Thanks.
Yeah, no
Nice.
problem. We'll have more put in your closet while you're out. So,
So the alarm is if I scream like a girl, run.
there
Oh.
you go.
So
Now, Jack, our little friend that sits on Amir's head has been imbuing items with.
Lily.
I know her name is Lily. I am sorry.
Polite to the fairy. She's been so nice to us.
Okay, Lily has been imbuing items amongst your friends with light to help fight the monster, or at least this is the plan we're going with.
We hope.
What was it? What items did you have? Is there anything that we could throw?
So far it's enchanted a bullet from a gun, 2 daggers, and my road flare. Feel like I'm forgetting something.
Nope. That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's it.
she couldn't.
She couldn't do the sword.
Yeah, she couldn't do the sword.
To be honest, I don't think she needed to do the sword, but
Oh, but then because Jack Jones does have a sword, like a short sword,
maybe that's.
or was that
smaller?
Seymour that got the sword?
No, that's not.
No, you got the dagger, and you were waiting on the bullets, right?
No, I got the crossbow.
Oh, you got the crossbow. Okay, yeah, that's right.
Oh,
So-
what about the bolts from your crossbow?
Yes, I forgot about that.
Lily,
work.
would you be able to imbue those?
She shakes her head and she nods and flies over and starts tapping a bunch of the little arrowheads really quick, and they just light up. He's got like a little cornucopia
Nice.
of light on his side now.
Nice.
Then
So,
she
What about?
she
Jack
flies over to
here?
Jack really quick and just goes to his side where the sword might be. I don't
Do
know
you
where he's
have the
keeping it.
sword on you?
And then she looks and it's not there. She flies out of the room and couple minutes later comes back very heavily carrying the little short sword that's 3 times the size of her
He's carrying the sword?
because he forgot it in his room.
I
Good
run over
lord.
to grab it from her so she doesn't,
Good lord, that is
kill
a strong
herself.
fairy.
And she's breathing hard and then just kind of falls on top of Adana's head, or Amira's head.
Jack, you owe Lily some flowers, sir.
I do. Thank you, Lily. I appreciate it.
She just waves her hand and then just kind of lets it drop back on top of Amira's head.
Yikes.
But the sword now glows in a light white glow. Very dull white glow. But it is imbued with a little bit of light magic from the fairy. From Lily.
So now if it comes to it, you can fight too.
Oh, yay.
Jack.
Yeah,
Look,
I don't see that happening.
Alright? If it comes to it, I said.
Just remember, the pointy end goes into whatever we're fighting.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yes, we all need training on how a pointy object works.
I
Just,
mean,
you
you'd be
know.
surprised.
No, I'm not surprised actually. So, is there any other plans? Do we have any other ideas?
Hmm.
I don't know what else we can do
We're gonna have to wait until
until
the
it's
light
almost
starts
morning.
coming out. Yeah.
Well,
We should
So-
probably get some
Nap. Yeah.
so out of curiosity, who's at what experience-wise and who has how much harm?
I'm at 2 experience.
I'm at 4.
Um,
I'm at 1 of the next level because I leveled up last time.
just a second. I gotta find it. Really?
And harm, I think harm is now at 0 because
Yeah, I'm at
I believe
0.
Yo,
Yeah.
I said everyone's at 0 harm now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm at 4 experience.
Okay. And I forget that Nat's been rolling ridiculously well.
Mm-hmm.
Only when it counts. I've been rolling a bunch. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but when you tell me to roll something, I roll really well. But when you don't, I'm just rolling terrible.
Good job.
He'll take it however he can get
Metal
it.
dice, man. Metal dice, they weigh different amounts. They're different.
Indeed they are.
They're all still.
I really hope for
perfectly
one day when I
balanced.
get to do this in person again and I can use my Cthulhu dice.
Oh man.
Ooh.
I want to use my
Cthulhu dice.
Cthulhu dice so bad.
Oh, you could just roll them yourself, and just tell us what you get. I don't think any of us would be cheating on our rolls. I
Okay,
do that
and
for my D&D sessions. I just go with the honor system because it's no fun if you just fudge your rolls.
okay, so Amira, you after you guys split off for the night, you go and you read up some more about the Gasha Dokuro. And there isn't much else that you read other than the fact that it's the only information you have is it's a yokai that roams after midnight, which is odd because it was a little bit before
Came out.
then it came out at night. But this is also possibly a created creature, so it may not run on the rules completely of what you're hoping.
So sort of disturbed it, so there's that.
Yeah, that too. And it picks up lone travelers biting off their heads to drink their spraying blood.
Yeah.
And then obviously there's a way to know their approach by the loud ringing in your ears. And they're said to possess powers of invisibility and indestructibility. So not only is it indestructible, it may sneak up on you.
Great.
Well,
Fantastic.
Though Shinto charms are said to ward them off. Let me see if I can find a Shinto charm and place it real quick.
Yeah, there might actually be one.
Yeah, it's like just like the standard charms that are big in Japan, just like little charms that ward off evil. The little bags and little charms.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I know those.
Those are said to ward them off.
String of paper at the end of a stick.
Yep, pretty much. And that is the information you gleaned from your studies.
All right. So if we're going by
But
that information,
she's the only one that knows this right now. So she's the one studying in her
Oh.
laboratory. You guys have split off. So
I went to sleep.
all right. Yeah, I
too.
think. Yeah, I've gone to sleep as well.
nice sleeping sound.
If I wanted to create a potion,
Oh god, here we go.
Love potion number 9.
what would I roll?
I would say if you want to try and create a potion,
Weird.
it's because it's not on your sheet, right? It's not a part of the thing. It's just.
I mean, I have a magical laboratory, so it's
Trying to find it.
Probably weird.
Yeah, more than likely, I would say roll off of weird.
If you're making a magical potion, I mean, come on.
You have a mystical lab with all kinds of weird ingredients and tools useful for casting spells. So, like the use magic move, big magic, and other. Yeah, I would use magic. Roll off plus weird.
Okay. All right. Now, let me figure out what I'm trying to make.
Yeah, because you got to inform me what you're trying to make so I can give you something else, which may do something else, but I'm not going to tell you what it's going to do.
I'm going to try to make almost a potion that creates like a almost the opposite of a glow in the dark, a glow in the light.
Okay, so you want to make a glow stick.
I guess, yeah, like it gets brighter the more light that hits it.
Okay. I see what you're. Okay, you're trying to make an artificial sun in a bottle.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh boy, here we go.
Well, don't roll a 2.
I'm still sleeping.
6.
So that is a 4 + 1 + 1.
Yes.
6.
All right, mark experience.
Oh.
Well, here's hoping it doesn't kill us all.
Well, you made a bottle and it just seems to be glowing in a white hue. That's what came out. It's got a light, like glow in the dark type stick or glow stick type thing, like a greenish hue that's kind of just glowing in the dark.
I'm gonna put it in my bag and hope that it works like I want it to.
I love the sense of uneasiness, whether you should actually try to use it or not. That just makes it glorious.
Well, whenever I've tried doing magical things recently, everything's been going a little nuts. So, yes, I'm apprehensive. But there's also been good, so I have to try.
Exactly. All right. So you finished up. You've found the news. What are you gonna do? Are you going to sleep or are you going to stay up?
Yeah, I'm going to um prep some
Oh, hold
bottles
on.
full of clear water to take with us. And then make sure to prepare food before we head out, and then I'm gonna lay down to sleep.
Okay. So you guys go to sleep, and a few hours later, you are awoken by Celine, who figures you guys are probably very tired from the day, that she wants to make sure that you're up for what you're trying to do. Because more than likely, whether if you went to sleep, you may not wake up on your own because there are no alarm clocks. And for you, Amira, your fairy friend just kind of taps on your forehead a little bit.
Oh God, I'm
Oh,
up. I'm up.
I love how your two reaction was the exact same. Oops. And Steve, Celine came to wake you up first, so she came to get you up, and then went to Seymour's after.
Okay. I just kind
Yeah,
of get up.
yeah.
I'm used to being up that early.
Okay. Then she goes and wakes up Jack. And hopefully everyone is ready for their morning.
Ugh,
We do
need
appreciate
coffee.
we
eight mornings.
Cracking my neck. All right, let's do this.
well, I mean, coffee is allowed, though you guys will want to hurry at some point.
Gimme.
And she goes back into her humble house and brings you all out some coffee or whatever you want to
Oh,
drink.
thank fucking God.
I
Well,
take some creamer out of my bag, dump it in, and then just start guzzling it.
out of Amira's bag of holding.
Amir's bag of holding.
Always has the survival needs.
I travel a lot. Gotta have my creamer with my coffee. As I finish the entire mug in record time.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. Hello?
Hello.
Okay, there you go.
Hero.
Everyone was like quiet after I said I'm back. I'm like, geez.
Sorry.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I had some noise issues.
Some cuteness noises.
Yes.
Good job. Okay, so where are we? Oh yeah, you guys are drinking your coffee, getting ready for your first actual hunt.
I'm probably making breakfast.
Out on the side, just throwing on some fire and no,
I mean, if
there's
a
stuff to
kitchen
cook
or
in the house.
something. I mean,
There's cookery.
in Haven, I'm sure there's a kitchen
There
somewhere
is.
that we're probably sitting in to drink our coffee and stuff, and I just decided to make food.
Yeah, there's a little outdoors type, little hut type thing with benches and that.
What do they have to cook? Do they have just,
Fire
like,
pits
make
and stuff like that. There's
no, I
little
mean, for food?
there's kilns and like the not kilns but like the ovens and the fire stove, the fire, like the stove ovens, whatever, with the rock. Trying to think of the name of them, but whatever. The brick ovens.
Yeah.
There we go. Brick ovens. It's not high tech out here. No power required.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably just cook some eggs or something.
Sounds good. All right. And is everyone here? Everyone beautiful?
I'm here.
All right.
I'm
So,
here. Don't call me beautiful.
what are you guys' plans as you head out?
Okay, plan number 1, don't die.
Good start to the plan.
Oh,
Cool.
guys, I I have some news to share. I did some more research last night.
Go
Research.
on.
It's it's not necessarily good news. I wasn't able to find out really too much more. It really doesn't look like it necessarily prays one way or the other, and because this one is likely made, it means that it's probably going to be not behave like a normal yokai would anyways. So
Oh, great.
we're gonna be sort of winging it. Also, I made a potion, and I pull out the
Wait,
potion.
what? What is
Oh,
this?
is that glowy thing there?
Yeah. Although
Glow stick, huh?
I should mention, I don't know if it's going to do what I intended, but it never hurts to
So-
try.
Oh god. What did you do?
I mean, in
Glowing
theory, I
that much,
did
is
it
it?
properly. What, Seymour?
Christ. Nothing. Just. I'm just. I have a feeling that that is not gonna go as planned.
Oh, just drink your coffee.
Don't mind if I do.
I love how you guys have the same relationship in game as you do offline.
It comes naturally.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, well, it's getting to be that time. You guys might want to set out soon, otherwise you're not going to get there before the sun rises.
Right. Let's go.
All right, lads. Let's go.
So am I leading the way again, guys?
No.
That was beautiful.
I'll go.
Perfect. So here's the question. Does anyone remember the way?
Hell if I know.
Yes, but you won't let me lead, so
I
Oh,
remember.
Alright, we'll go with him.
Jack
Yeah.
remembers.
Jack always remembers.
I'm rolling people's die here.
You stacking
away,
the
Jack.
dice. I noticed you rolled me a snake eyes to start this. Are you stacking my dice?
No,
Did you edit the weights on my dice so I would roll poorly?
no.
Okay.
I really didn't, actually.
I know.
although,
It is a
your
thing you
voice
can
sounded
do.
like you did.
Yeah, that's great.
Mhm.
I know it is possible to do, but I know.
Oh,
you
it's
wouldn't
very
do
much
that.
possible to do. Rotation value. Oh,
Yep.
material.
And
Plastic.
guess what?
Uh-huh.
Boink.
Yeah,
Yeah, mine are metal, so ha. I
noted.
can change them back myself because I made these.
All right. So, you guys make your way out of Haven through the wall, the shield that has been placed, and you enter into the forest. It is quiet, with little sounds of ambience around, and you let Jack lead the way. And you guys,
Do 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 do
do. And believe it or not, he actually just guides you guys, no problem. As you start making your way through, you find the lake. No problem.
Well, holy fucking shit. We're back.
No, I'm
Sweet.
going to shrink that one down. Shrink you down a bit. Okay. Where's the last one?
Way over here.
There's a mundane. There's L.
Well, the thing is, we weren't at the lake. We were at a clearing.
Yeah, I know.
somewhere
But
else.
you're finding your path along the way, no problem. Because you guys
Okay.
did pass the lake and then walked around. But
Throwing people all over the place.
as you reach the northern side of the lake, before you've reached the clearing that you remember, oh
Ah.
god.
Everybody pick up your Oh god! Everybody pick up your
So that's where, guys.
Good job,
Be able
guys.
to lock that down easier. You
I
know?
wish I could. I might be able to.
Yeah, I think you can actually pin that to the board somehow.
Locked.
Excellent.
Now no one can touch it.
Okay, there we go.
Nice.
I'm
So that's
touching it. Oh.
Oh my. Okay, so as you guys get to Northern Town, I want everyone to roll a read a bad situation. And this comes
great.
at the time that your ears begin to ring ever so slightly.
Oh, why? Time to get some experience, boys.
I rolled a 10.
8.
I was
got an 8.
joking, but 4.
Okay, so Nat gets the fail. So mark experience. Good
Sweet, I
old
finally
Steve.
get an experience.
So you guys are kind of walking and you get to the edge of the forest before you would be heading a little bit farther in to hit the clearing, and this ringing hits your ears. And at that moment, you all of a sudden, out of nowhere, see the creature, but at that time, Steve's head is turned the opposite direction as he's looking around in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I'm like covering his back. I'm not looking.
Yeah, and you see the creature appear, and it starts to make a swing towards Steve.
Well, fuck.
What do you all do?
Well, I
Where's
don't
Steve
see
in
it.
the where's Steve in the file?
I'm probably right next to you or right behind you.
So let's
Like
say
covering your back.
you're this way. That's right there. Amir's right there. Okay, we got this. It's okay. So we got him in that general look. You guys are all kind of watching each other's backs for the most part.
What? Okay.
And then the creature appears basically what would be above you in the trees as you're about to hit the edge of the forest, and starts to swing for Steve.
Okay, so Steve is the only person that sees it.
No, Steve doesn't see it. You all see it.
I'm the only one that
Oh.
doesn't see it.
Steve, watch
Okay.
out.
Not even. Huh?
I go to try to hit him out of the way.
Okay, so I want you to roll to protect somebody.
Protect? Okay.
Protect.
Man. And
Fuck.
this is my strong suit.
Fuck. 4.
I pull my sword and charge at the same time.
Wait, what?
I'm using my what could go wrong power.
Seymour yells, "Watch out!" I get bumped in the ribs probably by Amira, and then you just go charging off, and I'm just like, wait, what the fuck?
Okay, and
Yeah.
in all of this, I need not Steve, Seymour to roll act under pressure. And then Amira rolled hers. And
Plus
then
4.
what's the mundane's thing for that
So-
save someone thing?
It's what could go wrong whenever you charge into immediate danger without hedging your bets. Hold 2, which I don't understand what that.
You basically have two
But-
things that you can.
Oh, okay. So I
Where
can
is it?
spend my hold to inflict 1 harm, reduce someone's harm suffered by 1, or take a +2 forward on an act under pressure roll.
Oh, okay, I see.
So I've got a 7.
Okay. So you're fine. You do bump him out of the way. And then, okay, so let's do it this way. Amira failed. And then you go to bump Steve out of the way, which you do. And in the case that you take a light... Well, actually, you know what? I gotta figure this out in my head. So, you roll a 7 to 9. I'm going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay. Okay, so I'm going to give you a worse outcome, which,
Okay.
where you don't save both of you. You do bump Nat, but in the process, Amira is trying to save him as well, and you both run into each other and both take the harm he was going to take.
Oh, son of a...
For fuck's sake,
So,
Amira.
split between the two of you, I want Amira take 2 harm, and
Oh my!
for Seymour, please take 1 harm.
Wait, what?
Because he rolled proper and she failed, so she is taking the higher brunt of the damage compared
Oh.
to Seymour.
Oh, me fucking arm.
So as you both go to push him out of the way and try and save Steve, you both collide with each other, but both take a large claw to each of your shoulders. You just catch a huge glancing blow, Amira, and then Seymour, you take like a pinky claw basically across your left shoulder, as you both kind of collide with each other.
Fuck. Oh, God. Fucking damn it.
And then, as that happens,
Well,
from out of nowhere, Jack draws his sword, basically saying, "Screw this noise," for whatever reason. He's just too afraid to know what he's doing, apparently.
man, literally too scared to die.
Okay, so what you're going to
Too scared to
do
die.
is you... Okay, so basically you hold 2. So you need to roll. What are you trying to do? Like, what is this scene? What are you trying to do after this happens?
I'm running at it. I pull my sword. I'm running at it with my glowing sword.
Okay. So roll to kick some ass.
Five.
Plus tough.
Ooh, 5.
Um,
Leveled up.
Amazing, you guys.
So as you do that, you run in all willy-nilly. And let's act... And it's only on act under pressure. Okay. So if you wanted, you could also reduce your harm by 1 if you during this.
Or I could inflict 1 extra.
Yeah.
Or 1 harm that I wouldn't have.
Trying to find the combat because we haven't rolled much combat in this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember the numbers.
Yeah.
Wait, was I supposed to mark experience?
Yes. Okay. So basically, what it's going to be is you actually fail, you don't do the damage. But with the fact that you're holding one, you can inflict one if you wanted. But
I'll do that.
you'll inflict one harm. So even though you failed, you swing but miss as this monster's claw kind of goes back around. He picks it up and swings at you after you miss, and he scratches you for 2 harm. And kind of glances across your chest a little bit. And when you do, you kind of fall and swing backwards as you're bumped back and slice up on his arm for 1 harm. And what happens in this moment, as the sword hits it, it reels back a little bit in pain. And you see that light glistens from its arm really quick and then dissipates and burns away. And then it's gone again. Okay.
Wait, what's gone again?
Well, the burn mark, like it looked like it burned,
Oh, okay.
and then it was like shining, and then,
healed.
it went away, and it looks like it healed, but it did burn for a second. And then the creature reels back a little bit, and then looks at all of you again. What do you do?
I've kind of shuffled up to my feet and
Pull out my flashlight. I get back to my feet.
we're in the clearing near its cave, right?
You're outside the forest, and
Almost.
there's still a little bit to go to the clearing where the cave is.
Okay.
It's probably about 300 yards in, like 3 football fields worth.
Okay, I start trying to move as fast as I can towards the clearing.
All right. Okay, Jack.
And yelling at the guys to follow me.
Okay, Seymour, what are you gonna do?
I bring out my crossbow, and as I blow from a mirror, I try to shoot it with the crossbow.
Okay, so what I'm going to do with this one is I'm actually going to have you roll to act under pressure because you're trying to run and shoot this at the same time.
Yeah. Okay.
But
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Eight.
All right.
Nice.
So as you're trying to run and shoot this, the creature begins to dissipate into smoke to follow Mira as she starts running by. And as it hits the next tree, you pull the crossbow up to look directly at the creature and just fire blindly. And when you do, the crossbow bolt nails it right in what would be like part of the shoulder, like the shoulder blade. And it reels back and goes back to the next tree and kind of falls off of it to the ground and takes 2 harm. Because yours is a...
Nice.
Did I say 2 harm for your crossbow? Or was it 1?
I don't know.
I guess I don't need to say the harm for your stuff. I'm just... Okay. Never mind. But it does fall to the ground for a moment before getting back up and disappearing up into the trees. Steve, what are you doing? As you see this.
Well, shoot, did I get knocked down or
No, you just got pushed out of the way. You didn't actually get knocked over. You just got pushed out of the way, so you didn't take harm.
And then I see what happened, and okay. I am going to turn my headlamp on, because I assume it wasn't on before, and just try and follow these guys. I'm gonna pull out my knife, but I'm gonna follow these guys.
All right.
Try and keep my face turned in the direction of that thing, so the light will be shining at it as
Okay.
we're running.
And Jack, what are you gonna do?
Well, I pull out my flashlight with my other hand after I get up and follow them.
Okay. So as you guys are running, this thing is you're keeping it at bay with the light, but it is doing what it was doing the earlier that evening before you guys took your nap, and it's bouncing tree to tree again, trying to get ahead of you.
I think that's what we were counting on.
Yeah, and it's going outward while you guys are running, so you are keeping it at bay with your plan of using some light. And the sun, well, I mean not the sun, but the dull glow is starting to hit the sky, where you can start to see the light accumulating for the early sun or for the sunrise.
As we're getting closer, I start to reach into my juju bag.
All right.
Duck,
And
guys.
I
She's
want
reaching into her juju bag.
What did you say, Jack?
It's a duck.
Yep. Don't grab the wrong color.
okay. I want both L and Nat to roll under or roll. Just do a general roll. This isn't for anything. This is for me. I'm doing something.
6.
9.
And then add on. Okay, just you're both good.
Okay.
Okay, so as you're still going, the light is still shining from your flashlight and the headlamp, because that was what I was rolling for.
Oh.
And the beast is still on the outlying regions, but it is getting farther ahead of you. And you guys hit the clearing, and the beast has started to make a run for the cave.
Is there any way I can try and get there first? Like, I'm gonna all out run for the entrance of the cave ahead of it.
Yes, you can. I'm just trying to see how I could. There's something with like doing plus weird and doing something beyond human limitation, which is like a use magic type thing. But
I mean, I'm not necessarily trying to use magic.
I know
I'm trying
it's just more of a you're exceeding human limits to try and like you just don't know you're doing it type thing.
I mean, I could roll with tough, I guess, to see
Yeah,
if I can
that'd
actually
work.
force myself to do that.
I'm okay with that. That works.
7.
So yes. Now, how is this playing out? Like, what are you doing? What are you gonna do to try and stop it?
So I see it running for its thing, so I'm just gonna charge, try and get in front of it, and like hit the button on my jacket, and turn around and face it with my headlamp
All right.
and my knife.
So as you do this, you just see Steve take off, and he is moving insanely quick.
Holy shit.
He's moving. He left you guys in the dust to try and beat this thing to the cave, and when he does, you just see this brilliant light shine out of his jacket as he just barely gets in front of it, and you see the beast reel back and cover what would be its eyes with the huge claws and fall over backwards. And then it scrambles to get up. It scrambles to get up and then turns into like the black smoke that you've been seeing, and then charges backwards into the forest and then up into a tree, and then you see nothing.
Shit.
Okay, so it's still in the trees. Hasn't you've blocked? Oh, yeah, you've blocked it for now, or you made sure that it's not gone into the cave.
It didn't go into its cave.
That's good. That's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep. I'm gonna basically. I have my crossbow out, and I'm just aiming at trees, and if and seeing if it's planning on es- on escaping.
As you guys are looking around, you are seeing no signs of any movement. The bone creature is not showing itself. There is nothing in the trees that you can see until you see branches move, but there was nothing there.
Okay, we don't want to let this back in the cave, right?
No.
No, that's the plan.
Is there a light we can put in the entrance of the cave to keep it from re-entering?
Okay, well, here's where
Other than Steve?
There's a couple.
I pull out 3 brown stones.
Right.
And we know what you're going to do with those, so by all means, roll use magic and add weird.
Okay.
So I just want to say, so as you said that the branch moves, just by sheer instinct, I shoot a bolt at that in the area, because at this point I'm thinking that it's turned invisible, and it's trying to eke out.
All right. So roll to act under pressure again.
Six.
What'd you get?
6.
Okay, so that's your total with cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so 6. So you shoot blindly into the brush, and obviously you're gonna miss. But when you do, you see the branches move, but you didn't hit anything, and then all of a sudden you see that branch break. And you see nothing in front of you, but you see the ground slam and dirt kick up. And then you just see nothing there, but you see the ground getting prints and everything else, and it is charging for that door.
Quick, Amira, hurry up.
My lights are still on, and I'm like holding out my dagger in its direction. Better hurry.
I take the stones and I say, Li Dam Sho, and I toss them towards the cave entrance.
And what did you get for a roll? Oh, you hadn't rolled yet.
9.
9. Okay, so as you see these prints and the dirt kicking up, you go to throw the rocks, and in the last second, the creature is not even worrying about the light. All you see is the light burning and smoking this invisible creature that's running across
Swing my
the
knife
field.
at it. Oh, it didn't get that close to me yet.
No, it's not that close. It is quite literally just charging for the thing, and it is not worrying about the light that you're throwing on it. And you can roll to kick ass if you want.
Charge it. I will charge this thing with my knife.
Okay, roll to kick ass.
Alright, let's kick some ass.
Did I successfully make the
8.
large rock?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
But it has not reached the ground yet.
Oh.
So you got a 7 or 8? 8? Okay. So on the 8, you inflict harm to each other. So basically what happens in this is you go to charge it and you swing and you get a good piece of, like, you jump up and you get a good piece of its, like, where its cheek would be, or like that part of its skull, and you slash through it, and it does go through and do damage, and you can see the burning on it. But as you do, it swats at you,
I
and
figured as much.
and you did your harm to it, but the mark stayed where it was at, and it just belts you, and you go flying about 20 feet away and take 2 harm.
Steve, no.
Oh shit.
And it is still charging for the rock, which is now falling and has blocked the entrance. And it roars furiously and looks at you, Amira, and goes to tackle you.
Oh,
What do you do?
shit.
I'm gonna jump on
I
it.
take my potion and I throw it at it. Because I know that I'm not going to get away. I can't, like, outrun it.
Interesting, the potion.
So
Works.
I'm going to give you one more chance to fix this. Roll to act under pressure.
Okay, act under pressure is what?
It's cool.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool, man.
Well.
5?
Oh my god. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna
Use a
die.
luck point or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every time.
As you do, you stop the creature from attacking you, yes. But when you throw that bottle, it stops for a second and stands up, roaring again. And all of a sudden, that light that had started burning it turns dark and black. And all of a sudden, the creature grows in size.
Oh, no.
And
Oh, no.
Amira, what do you do?
it becomes angrier and angrier, and
God.
its inside actually fills with a black smoke that does not dissipate like it had been. It was not a regular skeleton at this point. It's just like a black mass is inside of it and has grown.
Fuck.
We're all fucking dead, aren't we?
And the light has begun to crest over the tops of the trees, and you can see the shadows starting to dissipate. What do you do, Seymour?
Well, seeing as at this point, I try everything. So I basically just use whatever ammo left I have in my crossbow and just start shooting it. And then at that point, I'm just praying.
Okay, roll to kick some ass.
Pray and pray.
Die, you motherfucker! Ah!
What was that? No, I want you to re-roll that. That was terrible. That wasn't even a
Yeah,
roll.
wait, I'm still
Like,
shooting.
I want your guys' rolls to... Yes, that was a roll. That one's legit. Look at
Holy
that. 12.
13, I think, because you have tough, right?
No, it's 0. So
Oh, it doesn't matter.
12.
Okay.
okay.
When you kick some ass on a 12 plus, you completely hold the advantage. All hunters involved in the fight get +1 forward. You suffer no harm at all. Your attack inflicts double the normal harm, or your attack drives the enemy away in a rout.
Do the first one.
Okay, so I have to
You have
choose
to
one,
pick
right? Okay,
one.
so well, I'm a crossbow, so I shouldn't really worry about being harmed anyway.
Well,
Um,
you
Does it-
trust me. This game is based on you both take harm when you kick ass.
Right. Okay. This is a tough choice. So I'm assuming that all of us are currently in. Oh, I mean, yeah, but making sure if if all of us are.
Yeah, you're all there. Except
Yeah, okay.
except
So,
Steve, who was blown away about 20 feet.
I'm not that far away.
No, but it takes you time to run in the amount of time that this is happening.
Yeah.
okay, so I'm going to do your attack inflicts double the normal harm. And so, yeah.
So I say that it was 2 with what the original one was. And we'll say that 2 of your arrows that you go spamming hit. And in that, you see the body of it start to turn black in those areas. And it turns like in a white light, then starts to dim out like it's burned. So it looks like it's damaged compared to the rest of the skeleton.
Noise.
You see that in the rib cage. You just hit 2 of the ribs, and it's starting to black out a little bit.
I'm circling around behind it while they're
And you were next.
messing with it.
You're What do you do, Jack?
I'm trying to get behind it.
Well, yeah, you can get behind it, but you can do your action in that. Like I'll say
okay.
that he's
Um,
Seymour is distracting it, so it is not focused on you at the moment.
I intend to stab it with my glowy sword.
Your glowy sword. Alrighty, roll to kick some ass.
7,
Plus tough.
0, so 7.
7.
Hey,
Okay.
that's a success.
Yep. Mixed success. You basically just heard each other, and yeah. So as you're running up behind, you go to jump on his back, and you just stab the sword into the spine. And in that, it goes to reach back, but can't quite get a hold of you, and then swings around and flings you off with the sword. And you fly about the same distance that Nat did and take 1 harm.
Okay, taking my harm.
So you landed about 20 feet away, and you're just rolling and kind of cut yourself on the sword. Oops.
It happens.
Oops.
You're not a trained sword user, so you don't know how to roll
I'm
with it.
okay. I'm okay.
Okay. You're getting to be
First
not okay, though. All of you are pretty beat up right now.
I'm not.
Well, you're not.
I mean, I don't think I'm either. I mean,
Well,
I've only-
4 is unstable and things start to get sketchy.
I'm at 2.
Ew.
Okay. So Jack has taken the brunt of the damage, and it looks back at you, Jack, because you are the most recent one that has hit it. You have taken so-called threat, and it begins charging at you and lunge. Steve, what are you doing?
Okay, so what does 1 ongoing do for me?
It basically, whatever you roll for will give you a +1 when you're fighting the creature. So act
Okay.
under pressure or kick some ass or reading a bad situation. Any of the rolls will basically
Okay.
give you a +1 throughout the fight.
I didn't add
All right.
that.
Oh,
So
but
I
he didn't
now
add
have-
it, so yeah, you don't get that. He didn't use it, but you do still hold 1. So if you wanted to do it, I think
Okay.
you can.
I can do it. I can do it later. I can use it later.
So I have 2 specific traits that are going to show themselves now. Like you guys see me pick myself up and I'm starting to like my eyes have turned like reddish and like there's foam around my mouth and I just
So he's
charge
berserk.
this thing. I'm going absolutely berserk, and I also have what does not kill me, so I now have +1 ongoing because it hit me, and I'm just super pissed off now. So I'm almost completely unintelligible as I'm charging at this thing, screaming at it. And
So
you
you
see
basically
one
see the
hand-
Hulk.
Yeah, kind of. But like you see one hand reach into the jacket and pull out the road flare as I charge at this thing. and the other hand has dagger on it, and I try to jump at it and stab it and whack it with the road flare, which will light it at the same time.
Okay, roll the. I'm gonna say act under pressure on this one.
8.
So 8. Okay. So as you're doing this, you are just running by the creature and just slamming this road flare up against it. And on the third hit of you running around it, you strike the thing on. Like the cap flies off and it strikes and lights. And then
I'm also swinging my dagger, but whatever.
yeah, you know, you're swinging wildly and
I'm just swinging at everything. Yeah.
You're just swinging wildly at this point, and you strike the thing, and it starts to get really hot in your hand.
Yeah,
and
they're not meant to be held that long.
Yeah, it starts to get really hot, but it's hotter than you expected. A lot hotter, and the whole thing is beginning to glow.
Magicked it.
Well, it's beginning to glow white and get brighter and brighter and hotter as you're holding it.
I try to use it to jam it into this thing.
Okay. And I will allow that, but as you do, you like jump up and go to throw this into the thing's mouth as it's on all fours, and it sticks there, but then it hits you again, but with its claws, and it sends you flying again, but for this time you take 3 harm.
Ow.
And
Oh God, Steve.
Steve.
he claws you across the chest, and you got like blood marks on your chest, like from the inside of your clothes, and I believe you're actually 5 harm?
I'm at 5, yes.
So you are now unstable.
Okay, so I'm unstable.
Yeah, you are bleeding at the moment, and without medical attention, you have the possibility of bleeding out.
I'm completely berserk right now, though, so I'm just like.
But yeah, right now it doesn't take effect right now, but
No,
you're bleeding across the chest right now. So you see this, you look up and get up, and you're still in your rage, and everyone else looks as this creature basically rears up, and you see this fountain of like road flare and this bright light consuming. And as the light crests completely over the forest and the clearing, it hits the top of the road flare, and the road flare ignites completely, exploding in the Gashodokuro's mouth. And after that, the blackness that was inside of its chest cavity dissipates, and then you just see the bones, what's left of it after the explosion, crumble and then disappear into an ash. And you guys have destroyed the Gashodokuro.
I wanted to use my gun, my final bullet.
Hey.
I rush over with bandages.
There are other things that you may be able to use it for.
I collapse on the ground.
And that's awesome.
I'm just like, I
head on over to
Need a
help
break.
out.
holding my head
Yeah.
like, ugh.
I start wrapping bandages around Steve's chest, and I pull out one of the bottles of water from Haven and have him start drinking it.
Because, yeah, right now, you're starting to come down off the berserk, and you now feel that pain.
I'm just holding my head going, oh, what just happened?
Guys, we might need something stronger than water. Do any of you have, I don't know, some vodka on you?
Well, let me roll for help out.
Wow.
Let's see, 4 plus. I've got 1 held back. That's 5 plus 2 for cool, so 7. It's not good vodka.
What, you just have like a flask or something on your hip?
Yeah, it's just a
Here,
little
some.
flask. It's like 2 shots. That's it.
You know what? That's not what help out's for, and there's actual skills used for healing. But we'll go with, yeah, you clean the wound, but he is probably going to need to get back to Haven.
Yeah.
I just scream in pain because he put alcohol in an open wound.
But
Okay.
Well, at least you're
now,
not going to die of
but
gangrene.
Someone's
a
gonna have
moment,
to carry him.
I'm going to go ahead and get this closing out, but as we'll leave this on the final thing and we'll complete it later, but as you guys are all sitting there, you hear the sound of crumbling. And where your rock was, it kind of falters out as that cave dissipates and disappears to the ground again.
The
Oh, cool.
hell?
Well,
Uh-oh.
That was kind of cool.
uh,
That's not good.
And that's